Well, boys, we hit the jackpot this time.
MCE in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah. Been at my house picking up some weight, cause I wanna cut that 230 down to 208. It's like 230 now, I ain't ate since 208. Hungry than the mug, in the kitchen picking up some weight. A minute, my decision of what I eat is a reflection of what's in me. I take the direction of what's in me. I'm making corrections of what's in me, what's in we. G-O-D, E-O-B, C-E-D, until we F-I-E-E-R-B-G, until we coop for bricky, work on my conditioning. Spite of the condition we in, unhealthy, it's unhealthy. It don't matter what religion you in, don't matter what tradition you in, don't matter what position I'm in, positioning myself to be in position of persistence into the years of growing wise and growing old. But time to compromise and comfortable to accomplish just to come and go. Working out machine, come and go to the fair with the friends who only come and go. When the fair with the end is only sleep snow. Outside, we outside hitting the road. Let's go. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble. Shango, hero, cootie, spirit bold, on a move, on a go, comedic drip, draped in gold. G-O-D, I am the mold. Flipping the script, exploring the rhyme. Rubber the grip, now I pay for my kind. The hood ain't the same, the weather is strange. Cloud seed with planes, you think it's a game? Build up my immunity. My people war for unity. Your favorite rapper's eulogy. He's selling death to family. The system must dismantle it. Please believe they handle it. This shit gon' burn, candle it. RBG gon' handle it. 50 in a clip, set up, push up, crunches, dips. Alkaline, my water sip. Trip like Black Star Liner ship. Brethren, Lion Panthers, wild dogs. Speak your piece, sound dog. My regimen be healthy, man. Fruits and veggies, whole grains, you dehydrated. Constipated rappers need a detox. Astronomical precision in alignment, equinox. Flexing my complexion, melanated, lethal weapons. Channel my aggression in myself. I made plenty investments. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble. I'm trying to figure out, I wanna see, can I believe what my mind's telling me? Feel it in my body, feel it in my soul. Do I succumb to it? Do I let go? Foundations falling, no longer hold. Trying to stay up, but it's breaking my soul. Don't break my spirit, don't break the mold. Don't leave me hanging out in the cold, cause they wanna see you empty. Even though you got plenty, why they wanna see you lonely? Suffocating down in the deep. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble. I've been working on myself, steady building up my temple. Gains on top of gains, health is wealth, monumental. Eat to living by the code. It's embedded in my mental transformation in the making for myself. I don't resemble.
Conversations about life, got conversations about death, got conversations about building a nation, about gaining knowledge of self. Not here to deceive ya, we'll make you a believer. Come build a nation with conversation, with prophecy and Atiba. Conversations between comrades.
And welcome to another episode of Conversations Between Comrades. And y'all probably wondering, what was that you was just hearing? I know y'all bumping. I've been up here bumping and grooving, but tonight I got a special guest. I got a very special guest. Now I got special guests. They are a hip hop rap group, a conscious people who dropping their knowledge, and they are none other than the spectacular group that you just heard. They're called MCE. And let me bring them to the stage right now. How y'all doing, brothers?
What's up?
Peace, what's good, bro?
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Peace.
Real quick, man, if I could, man, get y'all to introduce yourself. Let everybody know who we're talking to. You can start from UE, the Said, and the Obafemi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm E. I'm E of the group. Eshmalek, but I go by just E.
Okay.
I'm Sid Adams, one of the MCs in the group, MCE.
Dig.
I'm the M of the group. Used to go by the name Magnum, but man, I go by Obafemi. So, yo, this is what it is, man. MCE. Yeah.
That's what. So, all right. For whoever want to jump in and talk about it, we just heard and saw spectacular video. Just kind of blew my mind. Talking about working on myself, and you was dropping some jewels in there about really taking control of your health, your mind, your mental, your spiritual, all of that good stuff, and really, you know what I'm saying, doing something good for yourself. Tell me about that track, man. Anybody?
Man, that track right there. I'm saying that track right there, man, is a everyday life track, because every day of life, that's what I'm doing, you know. So that's got to be one of my favorite tracks that we done, you know.
That's what. How y'all come up with the track, you know, to just, you know, do that, to talk about that particular subject matter? Because I mean, it's something real personal. Just talking about working on yourself, really just being a lot of introspective in saying, like, man, you know what, I'm always striving to improve myself, and these are the things that I need to do to become the best version of myself. Is something we all need to do. How y'all even come, you know, get the idea to come up with that particular track?
Well, for me,
I think it's just every. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna call on y'all. I'll make it easy, like it's cool. E, brother E. What's up, man?
Okay. It was just we was all on that path in a way for health. We knew you know, it was, you know, we all believe our bodies are temples, and that, you know, your health is your wealth. We always subscribe from the moment of MCE's conception. We were already on that same page as far as that was concerned. So, okay, you know, it was only you know, part of our evolution that we would when they put out a track devoted to right thinking, right diet, right, you know, mind, right, every exercise and all, and this is one of the fruits of you know, what we brought from the fruits of our own labor, and it's a great check, I think. You know.
Agreed. Obafemi, you want to jump in and add to that?
I also want to say that,
man.
I'll continue. E, what
you
were
saying?
saying?
I also want to say that you know, I wanted to bring the while we are promoting health and wellness and mind, body, and soul, while we are doing that, we also wanted to show, as far as the lyrics and the video was concerned, or what would happen if you didn't take that advice. And that's the level I was coming from. You know, what happens if you don't? And what happens if you can? If you don't, but then you can, you know. So we wanted to show both sides of, you know, those who ascribe to it and those who don't, you know, what could happen either way, you know.
Did. Obafemi, you want to jump in?
Yeah, man. I would say the song has come from, man, just like he said, man, being off that path and getting on the path. Like, you know, my own personal health issues and, you know, different stuff I didn't battle with, man, from addictions to all of that. Like, it all take place with it's everyday work, like working on yourself, man, whether that's mental, physical, or your spiritual body, like or your craft or your skill. You know what I'm saying? You need to be developing yourself every day, man. That's why you're here. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from for me.
Okay, dig that. Sid, did you want to jump in there on anything?
Yeah, man. Like we were working on a project that we're still working on now, Knowledge Yourself, Volume 3, Cold Mines. And so, you know, we had beats and we were going over the beats with each other, strategically picking, you know, saying what we wanted to say for the album. You know, saying and working on myself is one of those songs that we want to, you know, say it's you know, a lot of times we do our verses, we don't sit in the same room and do them, but for some reason, you know, we get together and just connect like that. And since we all know we working on ourselves, it just came out just like it came, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot track. I'm listening to it. I'm like, hold on, man. Why I didn't I was sleeping on that joint right there, man. You know, I'm like I'm trying to get everything together for the show, and I'm like, dang, I'm being distracted. So yeah, man, big ups to y'all, man. I'm definitely feeling y'all. It's all of everything that I've heard from you all so far. I want to welcome in everybody who's out there on our social media platform joining the conversation. I see Jorge Che, you in the house. He been trying to hit us up all day. He been calling me all day. He over on the East Coast, so he got mixed up with the times. He been like, man, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it? I'm like, nah, brother, you in there. So good to see you, Jorge.
Really?
Yeah, this is a brother who actually was involved in the Attica rebellions. So, you know, this brother, yeah, he got a historical perspective. So we always appreciate the brother in there. Brother Zumbi, good comrade of mine. I saw you down there at Nation Day. You in there. I say free the land, comrades. Good seeing you. Brother Joe Gonzalez in the house.
Free the
How
land.
you doing? You doing? Yeah, yes, much respect for the comrades prophecy. Free the land, free the land, free the land. Strength to all our comrades. So big time, big ups to you. Love everybody. If y'all out there and y'all haven't checked in so far, drop us a line. Let us know you out there so we can have that conversation not only with us but with everybody, because how we do it is a conversation with everybody. But if you don't know by now, I got special guests. The phenomenal MCE conscious hip hop rap group. Conscious hip, not just any hip hop rap group, but when you hear these brothers, you're gonna get educated, you're gonna get inspired, you're gonna get enlightened. At least that's what I do. That's what happened to me when I hear. So real quick, man, how did y'all start? How did y'all hook up? You know what I'm saying? What's your story? How did y'all get here? Where we have a MCE collaboration dropping these joints that we're hearing today. And I'm gonna go to who I'm going to E. What's up?
Hey, I was already doing my own thing before I met these guys. They were doing their own thing, and it just so happened that Said Adams is my brother-in-law.
Okay.
So you know, we was already when we finally met. You know, we were both doing our own thing, but we decided I liked the music. I had liked the music he was doing and what Obafemi was doing with a group called Risky Busy back at the time, and so them two got together. Then Sid ended up becoming my brother-in-law, and it became MCE. You know, it was like one of weird things, you know, but it was meant to happen, you know.
So Sid is married to your sister.
We married the two sisters.
Oh, okay. All right. So y'all just okay. All right. That's what's up right there. That's what's up, man. That sounds like a movie, you know, for real.
Yeah.
Rapping brother-in-law. But that's what's up.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: because like growing up just in America, and are all y'all from Arkansas?
I'm originally from Chicago.
Oh, Chi-Town. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, like growing up in the South, and this includes Chicago too, Chi-Town too, and
It's all the same.
anywhere you see a lot of melanated people,
Mm-hmm.
we've been constantly indoctrinated with negative propaganda, not only about the world, but about ourselves in general. And many of us feed into that propaganda, and it creates a lot of self-hate, which leads to a lot of self-destructive, not only behavior, but self-destructive creativity within music. I mean, you turn on like most so-called rap stations right now, it seems like a playlist for white supremacy, for self-destruction of our people, because it talks about disrespect of women, the murder, the buying materialistic items that you really can't afford. Just a whole bunch of things that are just negative and counter-revolutionary to what we actually need to be doing. So the question I have for y'all is, how did you all get to the point where, you know, your consciousness was sparked and you wanted to say, okay, you know what, I don't want to talk about this stuff over here. I want to do something that's going to benefit the community, to benefit my people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go to all y'all, and I'm gonna start with Brother Said.
Yeah, it was, once upon a time I was talking about that, and but always in the back of my mind since I was younger, I had a question, and the question was, why are we, as black people in the state that we're in? And so, over time, experiencing things and growing with, with my music, I decided to say, yo, man, the music that we have, music is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being used against us. So if it's being used against us, then we should be able to use it too. So it just came with the territory.
Oh man, right in the middle of this conversation, he dropped off.
Than anybody else, I don't need to say nothing at all.
Oh, you good now? You dropped off for a second, so the last thing you said, I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Something happened to the screen, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen a
Last
circle
thing,
going around everybody's screen.
Yeah, I
last thing
know.
he
I know.
said, it comes with the territory. Last thing he said, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, I was like, man, it just comes with the territory of, if I can't say something to improve myself, improve, my people, I don't have nothing to say then. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Like that's just the mission. Even if I'm not making money, I'm still gonna do this because there's a purpose behind what I'm doing.
Mm. Mm. Definitely feel you on that. Feel you on that. Obafemi, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, man. I share some similar sentiment with like Said was talking about. Man, I started writing rhymes at 17. I went to the military at 17, so that's when I first started writing rhymes. But I'm writing gangster raps. I'm talking about cripping and running the streets and all of that type of stuff, man. And I kind of got away from. I stopped writing for a little while, and honestly, man, I came back home from the military in fall of 1999. So 2000, man. And when I heard the radio, I hadn't heard the radio in the United States for it's almost, 2 years, like from being in the military. Like I went to Korea, so I wasn't hearing what was being played on the radio. So when I came back home, man, something sounded off. Like I'm like, something ain't right. Like the something is wrong with the music. You know what I'm saying? And so I picked up the pen again. I'm still writing some street stuff, but I'm just seeing what's going on in my community. Like we live in Pine Bluff, it's a majority black city. So I'm like, dang, why we got all these negative statistics? Why we keep getting evicted? Why we the last ones to get hired? Why we keep getting shot and killed in the street? Why we keep going to jail and prison? Like, and honestly, man, when Said dropped his first solo project and I heard his project, it just inspired me to put more and more information and knowledge, you know what I'm saying, into my music. Like I was dropping little stuff here and there, but Said really influenced me to just say, yo, it's time to go all the way in with this, man.
Okay, dig that. So that's a perfect segue to you said it seemed like you are influencing people. So what's your journey? How did you step into conscious hip hop? Talking to you, said.
You said me?
No, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, E.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to you. My bad. I'm getting y'all confused. Yeah. How did you come into the rap?
I mean, learning life lessons.
Okay.
It was my path. That was my path.
Gotcha.
And that's how I learned that something had to change, but the change had to start with me. I used to sing with a live band. I've done my thing in music, choir and all that stuff like that, and some of those things are still going on in this world, and people still sing the choir, and there's still a lot of devilment going on, and stuff. But yeah, my life lessons set me on this path. So, and I'm just grateful that I was able to team up with. By Providence, I feel like divine providence brought me and see it together, and by extension, Obafemi, to Obafemi. So,
okay. Dig. Got there. Definitely. So, all right, let me ask y'all this, because I think it was during a lot of the protests that were surrounding the murders of George Floyd, a lot of people were speaking out. And somebody asked this rapper named J. Cole. It was like, why you ain't said nothing? You ain't said nothing about this. And he was like saying, well, no, that ain't my lane. I rap about these things, but I'm just a dude to be rapping. I ain't no politician, I ain't whatever. So with that, and he might not be the best example. I kind of bring him up because he's kind of known for just saying, dropping little conscious jewels every now and then, even though I don't necessarily consider him just a conscious rapper. But do you think it's the responsibility of the artists to uplift the community? Should artists be responsible for the content that they're putting out, especially as far as Black people are concerned? When you look at the condition that our people are in, do you think the artist has any responsibility as far as society as a whole? What are your thoughts on that? Who wanna tackle that question?
I definitely think it's a missed opportunity for any artist.
Let's go to E first.
I definitely think it's a missed opportunity for any artist to voice to help when they refuse to lend their voice to social injustices and disparities and stuff, especially when there's their own people. So yeah, I think it is it is anyone's responsibility as an artist to if you have people listen to you, you have people who may want to mimic you in some form. You never know how you influence someone. So yeah, you have a responsibility to make sure that not only are you putting good yourself out there in a good manner, but you're also doing your part as a good neighbor, as a good citizen of your community, and especially of your own people. When you see injustices and disparity and glass ceilings and stuff.
Yeah, got you, definitely. Obafemi, I saw you was about to jump in. What's your thoughts on that? Are artists responsible? Should artists be responsible for what we say?
Yep.
The great ancestor Amiri Baraka said, the role of the artist is to raise the consciousness of the people. I think he said this in 1970. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the leaders of the Black arts movement. So if we just paying attention to the lessons that some of our greats have said, man, like we as artists have we have a responsibility to push the culture any way that we want it to go. Like, artists play a major role in shifting the consciousness of the people, and vice versa. Like, I think that was Tupac or Mos Def kind of said, like, rap music is going wherever the people are going. If our people are consciously aware, you're gonna hear more conscious music. If our people are partying and bullshitting, you're gonna hear more party and bullshit music, man. So I think the artists kind of play off of the community, and the community plays off of the artist. But to be an artist who's aware of what's going on, I can't sell the people out. I can't sell the people short. The people need, it's like, somebody's sick and they need some medicine, but you don't give it to them. Whether they want it or not, they still need that damn medicine. You know what I'm saying? So some people say mix the medicine in with a little sweets, a little sugar, you know what I'm saying, so they can get it. So, but in all, they still need to get the medicine.
Dig that. Sayed, did you add anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's definitely my responsibility. The children listening. We were children at one time, and we tuned into the music, so we know it's affecting them, man. Not only is it the artist's job, it's the consumer job too. It's the people that's listening to the music. They have a job as well, as to listen to what can uplift them and not push the agenda that white supremacy is pushing out here.
Mm-hmm. Dig. So okay, I'm gonna go a little deeper. Ask y'all a little hard question, because we got these brilliant minds, so we got to deal with like some real deal solutions to the problem. Because like me, I'm also like an artist too. I don't really do it, I'm not as active nowadays as I was back when I was younger. But like when I was younger, I was real serious about music. I had a couple of joints on the radio or whatever, and like what inspired me were like other conscious artists. When I heard people like Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, KRS-One, all of these people, I was like, yo, I want to rap about this. I was rapping about whatever before, but when I heard them, I was like, y'all, that's what I want to rap about. And I started studying to educate myself, and I was like, yeah, this is something worthy of talking about. And one thing that I noticed was there in the industry, there was a shift. There was like a conscious shift where resources were going to artists that were historically underground. Because back in the day, you had underground, you had a Ghetto Boys that talked about a lot of things that weren't necessarily conscious, but they was, a popular group underground. You had Two Live Crew, who originally was underground. You had these little underground tapes when they had cassette tapes. But at a certain point in time, it was almost like a shift where you heard people who were used to be underground, you heard them on the radio, and they were mainstream. And people who were saying, conscious music and all that type, you couldn't hear them anywhere, until, social media and all that came up. And then you say, okay, I can search them, I can find just about anybody I want to. But for a while, you couldn't hear them. They went underground. So it seemed like it was a systematic effort on the part of the industry to promote certain types of music and suppress the other type of music. Because like once upon a time, rap music, it was a conscious movement going on, and it inspired people like me. Like literally, I wouldn't have this show if it wasn't for some rappers talking about I got a letter from the government the other day, open and ready, said it was some, you know what I'm saying. So the question that I have is, since like we live in a capitalist society where basically people gonna go where the money go. And if I'm an artist and I say, okay, I want to rap about working on myself, working on my community, working on uplifting my people, food, clothing, shelter, all of these great things, and I gotta get a job on the side to do that. Or I can rap about disrespecting my women, selling drugs, doing whatever illegal thing that's detrimental to my community, and they'll give me a contract, resources. I don't have to work. I'll be able to take care of my family. That's an imbalance. So how can we bring balance back where it's actually an incentive for artists like you to do it? Because in order to do what you're doing, y'all gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I haven't heard y'all getting like $3 million contracts. I mean, y'all might have, but I ain't heard of it. I ain't heard of too many artists this dropping what y'all dropping. You know, the main street coming down saying, "Yo, man, here go the bag for y'all." So I guess what I'm trying to say is, what do we need to do to support more artists like you? So you won't just have to be doing this strictly out of the love. It can be a benefit from that, you know. Anybody got any thoughts about that? And I know I was long-winded on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, y'all, anybody got any thoughts?
For me, it would start with the education system.
Definitely, man.
Revamping
I mean, this.
Let you go first. I think Obafemi, I think you got a lag on your feed. So you getting the information like about maybe 5-10 seconds later. So that's why, you know. But continue what you were saying.
I think it has if we want to change the music, first of all we have to realize the damage that has been done. I mean, I was born in '65, so I've seen the transition, you know, myself firsthand. So, but I think the way to get back to those days of love in the music, you know, is it's going to start with the children, and making sure our children are educated in a manner of love and respect and honor. So, you know, what we have going on right now, and the generations and the people that's going on right now, you know, it's like. You know, it's like our elders, when they died, their whole generation died because it's time for them and their way of thinking to move on, you know, to leave here. That time will come for a lot of, and we're seeing it happen with where they're being taken out left and right, you know. Some of it health-wise, some of it do violence, but those deaths are just making a way for what needs to come, you know. So, but I think it's going to start with us educating the youth, and I'm talking about like from the baby on, and when it starts with them, then when those children become adults, and it just, you know, we perpetuate it from there. So and in doing so, you know, the music, that everything that we're like, because I know people that homeschool their children, and I have witnessed myself that these children are extremely intelligent, extremely far beyond than what I have seen in the public school system, you know, and their outlook on life is really what's conducive of changing what's going on in our world with our people.
Okay.
So that's me.
I mean, that's a good point. I actually wanted to follow up on something you said. I'm gonna go get to you, Obafemi, in a second. But I wanted to follow up on something you actually said, because you said that education is key, and that you have observed people who have been in homeschool, and it's like their type of education had put them on a different level than people who necessarily been in public school. With some, go back to something that we talk about on this particular broadcast all the time, basically the need to control your own institutions, and one of the top priority is your educational system. Because if we putting our children in the hands of people who have benefited from exploiting us and expecting them people to teach us, to educate us properly, then we kind of, you know, going out the fool's gold. Because it's like, if I'm benefiting from your exploitation, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to continue to allow me to exploit you. So I think you brought a very important point about how education is fundamental, and these are things that we can actually do. We ain't got to depend on nobody else to educate. We really shouldn't be depending on nobody else to educate us. But like, starting with homeschooling programs, and actually there are like institutions who have evolved from just homeschool to actual full-blown institutions. We got like you know, the Uhuru Academy and other independent schools that's created by us, for our benefit, that ain't you know, designed to miseducate us. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate that sentiment. I appreciate that point right there. And I see Obafemi just my bad. I'm kicking you off the scene. Off this. There you go. Brother Obafemi, you back with us? Hold on. You muted for some reason. Let me try to get your mic. I don't know what's going on with your mic, bro. Everybody at home, pardon us. This is live. We having slight technical difficulties, but while we try to get your mic going, brother said, did you have any response to that particular questions about how we can
yes, sir. Yeah. The word you said earlier, you said capitalism.
Okay.
So the music industry, if they thought that what we were doing was profitable, then they would be trying to make a profit off of it. But since it's not profitable for them, all the other guys who want to do this are going for the profit. So it has to be a way that we have to, like you said with the school, we have to take control of our music, our art, everything that we're doing, so it can accumulate money for people, but they don't have to go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of rappers who want to talk about this, but they want some money.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they don't talk about it. They want the bag, like they say. But to me, that's capital. The capital is the biggest division between us. You know what I'm saying? Man, where we come from, man. You know what I'm saying? Poverty. That type of thing. And that's always held over your head, So you want to be a rapper. You want to be the athlete. Back in the day when my grandfather was coming up, he was a sanitation worker. That was a big time job back in the day. Teacher, big time job back in the day. Those things not as important today as, being the next NBA star, or playing in NFL or playing baseball. It's not as important as that. And that comes with the capital that they push towards us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be able to control that. I can't say I have a solution to that. You know what I'm saying? But my solution for myself is, regardless of capital, I still have a say so in what I put out. And so that's what I'm gonna go with. But everybody ain't gonna see it that way, and it ain't meant for everybody to see it that way. So,
definitely.
To me, that's the biggest thing, man, controlling our capital, man.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, brother Obafemi, if I could, you're on mute and I can't unmute you. You say you got to unmute yourself. So if you could find a mute button, you get your screen. It should be like 3 dots up there. You press it, it should give you an option to unmute yourself, or just wherever you see the microphone, you can unmute. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm gonna jump to you. I know you've been trying to jump on this. Matter of fact, let me respond to some my brother said. Because you said a lot of very important things, especially you started like with capital and capitalism, and basically you follow the money. Everything in this whole system is going to boil down to that one way or the other. It's going to follow the money. I think one thing that we got to do is we have to really we have to like take an active role in taking control over our community. Because right now, we got our educational system, our political systems, all our social systems, our banking system, economic systems, all of the systems that govern our lives are controlled by people who benefit from our exploitation. Yeah. Whenever you got that type of situation, you talk about racism. Well, if you depending on a racist for everything that you need, you shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I'm exploiting you and your exploitation is paying for my college, for my children's college, for me having a good life, I don't want to stop exploiting you. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to do everything in my power to maintain that power relationship over you. So what we got to do is we got to look at all these institutions that control our lives, and we got to slowly, one by one, take control of them. And so they will work to benefit us and not work against us. You know what I'm saying? That's like, to me, that's like a lot of the roots of a lot of our problems is because other people control the things that feed our lives, you know, our lifeblood. You know, we got access to terrible food because we don't control the production of the food. We don't control the distribution of the food. We don't control the supermarket. So you have food deserts all within our community. Well, you know, we gotta look at it and say, okay, at some point in time, we've seen how these people have done us for centuries. So we shouldn't expect them to change and do better by us. We got to just take up that responsibility and do everything we can do, take all of our resources, our intellect, our money, and all of that, put it together to solve our problems. You know what I'm saying? But Obafemi, I know you've been waiting a long time, so you can jump in whenever you want to.
Yeah, man. You know, I think that what we're doing right here, man, is part of the solution. We have to utilize our own platforms, networks, and you know, like I always say, we got to connect the dots. Each one of us is a piece to the puzzle to see the bigger picture. So, you know, we on the New African Broadcast Association. We need affiliate networks across the nation that's broadcasted. We need that in music. We need that in film. We need that in agriculture. We have to learn how to network to create what we need for ourselves. Like he was saying, taking responsibility. Responsibility comes when you are mature, right? Children don't like to take responsibility. I'm gonna say it again. Children don't like to take responsibility. Adults have to take responsibility. All right. We get called a minority. Why? Because we behaving like minors. We ain't acting like responsible adults, because if we were, we'd be taking responsibility for these things that we need in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're communal people by nature, but we're being dominated by a system that's individualistic. So it's coming at our true nature of who and what we are. So we're at constant battle within ourselves to go with this system or develop our own system. You know what I'm saying? And it's work. Like, this ain't easy. What we doing is not easy work, you know, but trying to fit in today's system ain't easy either. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's you know, my good brother Akil Parker, man, he said one time, he said, we're all involved in nation building. Question is, whose nation are you building? You know, so we got to really take stock of that, man, and just utilize what we have to build up what we need for ourselves, man.
And I want to add to that, you know, like it seems like we all been stressing how education is key. And I hear you, brother, Sir Host, how we need to, you know, take over these institutions of learning, higher learning. But that's true. That is true. The way we would have, I feel like the way we could have went about it was killed, and that was the teaching of critical race theory. When they shut that down, I feel like that would have been, and some it's, you know, they shut it down across the board, across the nation. You mean nobody thought it had value? Nobody, really? That would have been, if they would have approved the teaching of critical race theory in the education system. That would have been a catalyst for something different else as far as the mindset of Black people. You know, just like they forced what we know about George Washington, just like they forced that. You know, I ain't gonna say forced, but that was there for us. If this was there for us, instead of what that was, our mindset wouldn't be like it is, you know, like it is now. So, but I think when they shot down the teaching of the critical race theory, that shot down the opportunity of us being able to take. The education is fundamental to everything else. because no matter, they say prostitutes is the oldest, profession, but it's not. Teaching is the oldest profession. Everything is taught how to be. So uh, education is I mean, that's agriculture. That's everything. That's everything. And so that's why I still feel like I ain't saying, I have children. I have sons that's 16-year-old up to in their 30s. Uh, but their mindset is I see how what crafted that into being. Uh, and I myself. That's why I do this type of music, because I long for those days when people loved each other. Black people loved each other. I long for those days. And I refuse to put anything out there that's counter to that. And I'm with some brothers that is on the same page. Is on the same page as that, and it can't be by accident. I could never think that.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, I definitely believe, y'all getting together was meant to be, because y'all click so well and y'all have such powerful messages when y'all, do your thing. One thing I will say about that critical race theory is, like, the reason they're able to do that, to just say, you know what, we're going to outlaw telling your history. We're going to make anything to make us feel bad illegal, which is ridiculous. But the only reason they're able to do that is because they have power and control over the institutions. And one thing we got to always be aware of, as long as they have the power and control over the institution, they can do something like that whenever they want to. And it's like, because it's different. I think Baba Amin always say it's a difference between having the right to do something and have the power to do it. You can have the right to do whatever, right to learn your history, right to teach our people, the truth about whatever. You can have the right to do that all day. But if you don't have the power to enforce it, it really don't make a difference. So
I think that if you learn your true history, that empowers our economics. That empowers the reason it should be. It empowers us wanting to control our education, because we have been now taught. We have been taught unapologetically our past. Even though it may come through them, but it'll be way more than what we have now taught in our institutions. But I think the children that go through that will become all these people we need to take over this system. Because they will have a greater understanding of so many people today. So many people today don't have that understanding about, like, I know MCE, and I know I got it by extension. It got to be you, since we're on your show, that we know what our history is. We know how it impacted us in so many dynamic ways. But so, if they unraveled all of this within us, we know that the raveling back to us is it's going to be through education, because that's one of the first things they stripped is our language, our education, and all knowledge of self, which is about why we named our albums Knowledge of Self, because we know it has to be a convergence of everything.
I think that this kind of ties into, like you said, with the music. Like, Black people are people of rhythm and harmony, and we tend to learn through rhythm and repetition. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn your ABCs through song. You didn't see the ABCs first. So you just heard, let's say your ABC. ABC. We learned through rhythm. You know what I'm saying? So in song. So the music, that just shows you how critical the music is. That's why we have to put the messages. That's why you have to put the information in the music. We have to put it in there. To just speak on the education though, only 8% of our people are public school teachers. So we're talking about, in public schools, Black people make up 8% of all public school teachers. Black men make up 1% of those teachers. So we are expecting for our enemies to, even if the critical race theory was a thing in school, to give us a perspective about our history that's going to favor who? The perpetrator, or the people who would get perpetrated on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that again, like these platforms like this, as well as our institutions, like we got African-centered institutions, homeschool co-ops, and things like this across the nation, but we haven't systematized it. We need a system that works. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to public school, your school is in a school system. It's in a school district. It's a level of organization with it. It just ain't random. We haven't organized our institutions to have a systematic process. So I mean that's just a level of more organization and work that we have to do, and we got to invest in it. Even if your children don't go, we got to invest in our own institutions because who else gonna do it? So
Yeah.
Right.
We got to understand, man, that we are a artistic people, creative people, musical people, spiritual people. We all that, mix in one. Right now, in this day and age, hip hop is the podium, is the box that Malcolm and Martin them all stood upon. You know what I'm saying? Right now, that's the box. So yeah, it's much more needed for us to talk what we're talking about. It's much more needed to push that issue through the music because every single day you listen to some music or media. You listening to something every single day, whether you want to hear it or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just much as, like I said, on the consumer, but definitely on us as an artist to push that initiative, man, to get that understanding out there that we got the power to change stuff.
Dig that. I'm gonna go to the audience real quick. Make sure their words are heard. And my Vice President Mama Ayo Deli checking in. She said that was well said. I don't know which one of y'all she was talking to. Probably all of y'all, because y'all all been dropping that good information, and I do appreciate it. Also, Mama Ayo again says, message music, conscious music is critical to the liberation movement, comrades. Definitely. In other words, what she's trying to say is what y'all are doing is a critical part of the liberation of our people, of the upliftment of y'all people, so of our people. So yeah, definitely. And I agree 3,000%. Brother Che, he says conscious music is revolutionary culture. And that's so true because, and y'all kind of alluded to this a minute ago, but music has the power to teach you and you not even knowing you being taught. It'll educate you. You don't even know you're being educated. That's why it's detrimental when you have music that teaches you the wrong thing. Because you'll be thinking you'll be taught to disrespect women, taught to screw over your brother, and you don't even know. You just listening to the book beat, thinking you just jamming and all that, but you getting all kind of messages is encoded in your brain. You're not even trying to. So yeah, definitely. Brother Isaac, how you doing? You said free the land. Mama Ayo again, bam, by any means necessary. In other words, that's a way of saying right on, brothers. Sam Ott, good seeing you, free the land, comrades. Brother Che, again, revolutionary culture gives us a mental awakening. Definitely. I'm a product of that. This show, everything you seeing now is a product of me hearing something one day and say, you know what? I never thought about that. Let me research that and start learning. And once your mind open up, the floodgates come on. And you
working on myself. Let's call, man.
Yeah.
Call working on yourself. That's right, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's why that song resonated with me. But speaking of that track, I seen people doing martial arts and everything in that video. Any of y'all do martial arts?
Brother E.
I think we all do. I think all of us do.
I need some disciplines, man. I need what you study. What you study?
Yeah.
I got go ahead, bro.
No, I studied just a little, little karate, little kung fu, just a little bit, not to protect myself.
I hear you.
Yeah, I took Taekwondo for a little while, but I got my children in Taekwondo right now. My two youngest. So my youngest son actually he just received his green belt yesterday. So I got my 4-year-old in it too. So yeah, man. That's just a small note. Like every like the Taekwondo Center is black owned. The gym we was in the video is black owned. So we try to patronize our own when we doing these videos and stuff. So any of that stuff that we show in our videos is typically gonna be a black owned establishment. So
yeah. Sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Said you doing them martial arts, self defense, or you just throw them hands if you need to.
Boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. For the record, I'm trained in judo, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai. So,
Okay, all right.
I do it too. Teaching
already.
too.
Muay Thai, that's with the sticks, right?
Now, Muay Thai is like kickboxing, but more deadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think that movie Blood Sports was kind of about
it. Right.
Blood Sports.
Yeah. With Van Damme, yes.
Yeah. That was, was based on that particular art.
Yeah, we martial arts, we all know the movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Brother Jorge, he said we need to take control of the mode of production. And I definitely believe that. Especially speaking of capitalism, economic systems. Yeah, definitely. Let me see. We need to understand where we come from in order to know where we are going. And that's one of the biggest tricks and most devastating things that happen to us under this European power, white supremacist power structure is we lost our identity, we lost our culture, value, everything, everything that we had before we came into a system of chattel slavery, we lost in we were fooled into believing that it was all bad and negative. So I appreciate y'all even, coming out with an album or project called Knowledge of Self, because we definitely need to have knowledge of self.
Right.
I used to say as we always say, music has the power to kill or heal families. Stay vigilant. That's right. And we definitely with some brothers who got that healing energy going on. Let me see. We'll be stepping. Oh, okay. Saying he'll be out. But yeah, definitely. So real quick, I guess I'm going to go back, to y'all hip hop journey. How did each one of y'all start rapping? What got y'all into music in general? And I'll go what you said.
I know with music, man, my father, man, he had me growing up listening to Earth, Wind and Fire.
Ooh.
And I mean, hell, he played some everything, rock and roll. So it was just a mixture of everything. So, but what got me to rapping was, and I heard NWA one day, man. And like, damn, man, what's that? I mean, I heard Run DMC, before that. I just wasn't like a Run DMC fan or anything like that. But when I heard Ice Cube and E and MC Ren, especially Ren, man, I was like, yeah, that's it. So I got caught up in the storytelling, man, because whether people know it or not, in WA, Scarface, they were storytellers.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of big on that. And I also want to say, like, to me, rap then went away from that part of hip hop, the storytelling. Because when you hear a story, man, it'll make you say, I want to do that, or I ain't gonna mess with that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I started, I want to say, man, about 8 or 9, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was writing, man, but it was like full page paragraph. You're supposed to say 16 bars, but man, I was doing like 80 of them. So man, it's kind of my start, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. What about you, E?
That's what knowledge will do to you, Sid. You just have so much to say. You just have so much to say. Yeah, I remember being there too, bro.
Man.
Yeah, my journey started, like I said, I'm a child of the 60s, early 60s, JFK, and Lyndon B. Johnson back then. I'm from back the civil rights movement, So music was just totally different then. It was all about love and, the love and the blues, so it was about that. And I watched it transform to sexual type healing type of stuff. I watched, I watched during the 80s how, You know, I remember in the '70s how Sugar Hill and hip hop, hippie to the hippie, that Curtis Blow. I remember all of that. But I seen how music transformed from like Aaron Hall to R. Kelly and Jodeci to Drew Hill. Same, like the same sound, but and that's when I really started seeing the transformation when they was taking people who initially they sound like Bobby Brown. Then we got Tyrese, and Bobby Brown and Tyrese sung about two different type of things, just like Jodeci and Drew Hill. You know, you had your JoJo and your Cisco. You know, and you had your Aaron Hall, and then you had R. Kelly. And initially, everybody thought they was the same person, but you know, I just started seeing a shift in the music, and where if these artists, because these artists still to this day don't do that type of music, but them new people they got to replace them that sound like them do. So they got who do, and the ones that won't do it, we don't hear nothing from them no more. You know, age ain't got nothing to do with it. We saw that with Ron Isley. Age ain't got nothing to do with it, because he still was making hits. You know, even but you know that's another story. But anyway, man, yeah, the music is it's it. You know, we gotta nurture love again in our children, and they have to be taught. You know, we can't depend on the public system to teach our children, right? It's just too many different distractions there. I also feel like girls schools should be separated from boys' schooling like they do in other countries. You know, we should go back to I feel like we should get off this Montessori type of education system and get into the Emilio Gregorio system, which is more where you're taught out in nature. You know, your classroom is nature. You know, but that's part of we should be our what we put in our bodies, learning how to grow our own food. That's all part of education. Yeah, like you said, when they came up here, they stripped us of our culture. That's our education. We got to be re-educated. We got to figure out a system, like Brother Obi said. We got to figure out a system how to implement these things. You know, and how to implement them and bring reverse some of the damage that's been done. Not all. You know. Okay, I'm done.
That's what's up. I mean, I'm in agreement with you 1,000%, especially how you hit on like going to different methods of teaching, because what's going on now is not really working for us. A lot of times we learn differently, like learning from nature, learning from hands-on, learning from doing, learning from what's going on. Like instead of just being in the classroom 8 hours a day.
That's the Montessori right there. Yeah.
Yeah, walk when you just going to sleep. I remember I just used to have detailed drawings in school. That's what I did. While they was talking, I was drawing. I was like, man,
me too.
Graffiti on my folder. But yeah, so definitely with that. Obafemi, what's your journey? You gonna have to unmute yourself too. I think you got yourself muted. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so my journey into hip hop, man, was I'm born in '79, so kind of just grew up with the music, like hearing one of my favorite artists growing up, like when I heard D Nice, I heard my cousins had records of the DOC, and what I'm saying, hearing NWA, hearing Boogie Down Productions. I always tell the story about I think I was 11 when Boogie Down Productions dropped the Edutainment album, man, and somehow the tape got in my house. I know I didn't buy it, but it got in the house somehow. And bro, I used to, man, I'm telling you, I was 11 years old, man. I played this tape over and over and over and over, man. I was eating it up, you know what I'm saying? Death Certificate, like those two albums, man, had an impact on my life, man. And some of the things that were being said, it just kind of filed away in the recesses of your brain, man. And life happens, but having that foundation, when I started hearing the music change, I had that to fall back on. Like, hold on, like something ain't right. Something is not right about the music. Like, where's the balance at? Like, yeah, we had NWA, yeah, we had 2 Live Crew, but you had, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had a variety to choose from. It just wasn't one stream. It just gonna bombard you this one way. Like, you can hear De La Soul over here. You can hear Naughty by Nature over here. Like, we had variety to choose from, man. And in the mainstream, so you got an eclectic flavor of this is the Black experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can listen to all of this. But nowadays, man, in the mainstream is very it's almost like agriculture. It's very monoculture. Like, it's just one crop. You know what I'm saying? It's a field full of cotton out there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else growing. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's kind of been my journey into music. I started writing at 17. I started recording in 2000, man. So, you know, I've been recording and putting out music since 2000.
Okay. Dig that. So right now I want to do something different. I want to have an all-out freestyle battle between. No, I'm just playing. But real talk. This is something that me and Obafemi's been talking about for a long time, and I'm gonna put us on the spot because we've been saying we're gonna do this. I'm opening up NABA, the New African Broadcast Association, for a hip-hop show, a show that's geared toward promoting conscious rappers like yourself and everybody else out there doing it, so we can start having places that they can come and they can promote their music, show their videos, talk to the people. So I want to get that started. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that happen. So I'm going to put us on the spot right now.
Yeah.
Give me a date when we want to premiere it.
Yeah, hey, man, you know, I'm ready. Like, we can start next week.
I'm saying, man, I'm like saying we want to put out a date now, and we say the date we're gonna put that, you know, so the people can hear it, and we're gonna speak.
Today the 13th, so
yeah.
But I think we got a show on the 20th. But how about what's the 22nd? Is the 22nd the Saturday or Sunday?
22nd. I don't even have my calendar.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Or like 23rd or something like that.
Yeah, I say Saturday, man, on the 22nd. If that'll work.
Okay, it just have to be after 5 o'clock with me.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Well, let's say what, 6:30.
6:30, same time we started here.
Yeah. Okay. 6:30. We're gonna have our hip hop show. So yeah, we're gonna get that together. Make that happen. Definitely, you heard it here first. Real quick. So are you all of y'all in Pine Bluff?
Yeah.
So what type of things going on in Pine Bluff? Let me, you know, to kind of educate me on your city, because one thing I've noticed that we kind of have similar problems everywhere I go. We kind of face the same thing. So, like, what are some of the things, you know, the issues y'all face down there, and what are some of the things that people, you know, like yourself or whoever else is actually trying to tackle problems are actually, you know, going on? I know I see a lot of Obafemi work, you know, with like gardening and all these type of things. So, you know, kind of take me to Pine Bluff.
Well,
I ain't want to just call on nobody.
Nah, it's on.
Okay, well, man, Pine Bluff is, I would say, like most cities where you got a high concentration of Black people. The issues are pretty much gonna be the same. From, you know, it's like we got the same issues, but the issues are really the symptoms of a problem. So if you want to say poverty, you know, drug use, you know, young people being killed. You know, I think a 17-year-old got killed night before last year.
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago, man.
Yeah, several months ago, my son was shot several times. Man, he made it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that your son's all right. Sorry to hear he got shot, man.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's a small city. We about 45,000 people, but we 75-80% of the population. We got a HBCU here. You know what I'm saying? University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Like, a lot of black businesses here. But there's systematic racism, white supremacy in blackface. Like that's what I'm saying? Like the black people who in office, they just going along with the system. So, white people can kind of sit back and say, see what they doing down there. So Pine Bluff is like, if you look around the state, the joke is on Pine Bluff. Like, don't go to Pine Bluff. You make sure you got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get a whole lot of negative stereotype and publicity here because we're predominantly black city. And we are, like UAPB said, we the flagship of the Delta. Like, from Pine Bluff South, it's pretty much it's black people. You know what I'm saying? So we the largest city in Southeast Arkansas. You keep going south, you know what I'm saying? So as we go, the rest of Southeast Arkansas goes. So black people from all of this area come up here, to go to school, to go to UAPB or whatever the case may be, or this is the city in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? But some of the things that we've been doing, man, is grassroots type of work, from community cleanups to starting a community garden, doing workshops, classes with the youth, just having a physical presence in the community, man. Like, I get out and walk every day in my neighborhood, just my presence alone. You know what I'm saying? The youngsters see me, hey, what's up, OG? Like, they calling me OG at 44. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a certain level of respect I'm going to carry myself with. And I would say there's a certain level of respect you're going to get too when you carry yourself a certain way, man. So some of the foolishness, man, don't I would say it never come my way, but we ain't really had no issues at the community garden. We ain't got no fence up. And we got the people in the community looking out, kind of watching up for us, man. Like, they love what we do. Like, it ain't ours, it's the communities. We just doing the work, and we welcome the community to come in and join in and take part in what's ours. Like, so that's just some of the stuff, man, we've been involved in. The arts. I kind of let them say it, and he kind of speak on some of the other stuff, man, we've been involved in.
Okay. Well, say it, either one of y'all. Y'all can jump in.
I'll just say that.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. No, go. You got it.
I'll just say that Pine Bluff has gotten a bad rep for a long time, but yet it's still, anybody like myself, and I believe I can speak for Sid and Obafemi, that I'm not afraid to go anywhere here in Pine Bluff. No matter what side of town is on, because even though I know certain things go on here and we're getting this bad rep, but Pine Bluff is not really like that. It's a lot of loving and kind people. It's a lot of loving, friendly people here, and as well, even if they don't speak to you, they ain't gonna mess with you. People mind their own business. Pretty much here. We have nice neighborhoods here. And have parks where children go and play. It's not. What I read in the paper. Just because you can't judge the city by a few people, that's doing, horrid things, or you can't. So Pine Bluff is not like that. People, nobody should be afraid to come here,
Dig that.
Man, it's Pine Bluff is like Chicago, the South, that's pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
So, some of the things we face as far as like, as MCE go, we do shows, we talk about what we talk about, and you have people that say they support, but they probably don't support because, and like I said, in my case, we so caught up in what we always been caught up in, what I'm saying, whatever it is that they put out here for us, so and Pine Bluff is kind of like that, what I'm saying, even though it's a smaller city, it's kind of like a city that follows the bigger cities.
Yeah.
They want to emulate a lot of stuff that they see in these bigger cities, man. So of course, you got a little city like this that's gonna suck up, what I'm saying, everything that's put out there for them. But overall, I don't think it's nothing different than, like I said, any other city that you go to. As far as like just getting your point across. But I know in 2023, man, I'm starting to see, what I'm saying, that shift in the music that we kind of seen, back in the day, which was the underground music. What I'm saying? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's I think that's coming to the forefront because it never left in the first place.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? So whatever they try to do to avoid what we're talking about, they ain't gonna be able to escape it. What I'm saying? Because one turns to two, two turns to four, four to eight, eight to 16, 16 to 32. Like that's how it goes. What I'm saying? Whether we be the one to break the door in, somebody gonna do it. What I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dig
Just
that.
keeping it
Dig.
alive. Keep it alive.
Dig that. Definitely appreciate that. Because I think it's real important that brothers like y'all are examples because y'all all got the knowledge, got the information, and you got your heart in the right place. And that's for to really build a better reality for our children. Really, because that's what it's all about. But I think it's really important that we don't just talk about the problem, that we actually be about the solution, and that's something
Yeah.
that I really commend y'all for, because that's what y'all doing. Just not just talking the talk, you walking the walk. Definitely. I see my brother Amun Ra is out there checking in. He says PGRNA citizen and new African freedom fighter Mutulu Shakur, who was the father, so-called stepfather of Tupac Shakur, made his transition July 7th. Please share comments on Thug Life and Tupac. And we've been talking about a lot. Our comrade Mutulu Shakur who did a whole lot of work in as far as the liberation of our people, because he was like, him and a lot of others were victims of the counterintelligence program back in the 60s in prison for so many decades, and they finally let him off right when he was getting ready to die, and he finally transitioned last week. But he was a father influence for Tupac, which Tupac, controversial brother, but had a lot of consciousness on him. Y'all got any thoughts about Tupac, Mutulu Shakur, if you familiar with him or not? Y'all got anything y'all want to comment on that? Because the brother said, let's dedicate some time to the brother.
Yeah, so man, I learned about Mutulu Shakur again, man, through the music, through listening to hip hop. Like hearing him in different I think I heard Dead Prez mention him. Of course Tupac mentioned his name at the end of a couple songs, man. And I didn't know who he was talking about. I'm like, what I'm saying? It didn't come up till later on, man. Just doing some research, and I was like, "Dang, this is who Tupac was talking about." All right, so man, just hearing and reading about this brother's journey and story, man, and what he was doing outside and inside when he was locked down, man, is inspiration within itself, man. The influence that he had and as well as Tupac's upbringing with his mother being a Panther and all of that, man, he was nurtured in the womb of the movement. So, but as with many of us, man, like that pull of the Americanisms and the American lifestyle, man, is strong. You know what I'm saying? Trying to survive in this wasteland. You know what I'm saying?
Capitalism.
As a new African person is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult. So I think Tupac, man, definitely had some high aspirations initially and at the end of his life, man. And I think that there's a lot for us to learn through, for one, there's his first album, that Tupacalypse Now.
Mm-hmm.
This is his least promoted project, and it's the least promoted because it's the most militant.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I bought this. I bought this on cassette tape when I was 8th grade. I remember taking it to school. You know what I'm saying? I was showing all my friends. Like, I heard that Brenda got a baby, and I heard some more. I said, man, I gotta have this. Like, this is what my thinking was. And, because the seriousness in the music, like, I was drawn to it. So, they promote the All Eyes on Me Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one they want people to resonate with. They don't want people to get the young black male. They don't want the Tupacalypse Now Tupac. Yeah. They don't want to promote that as the narrative of who and what he stood for, man. So it's up to us, those who know, to share that side of the story, to help lead them into learning about Matulu, to a Afeni Shakur, to a Sada Shakur, and all of that. So, yeah, I hear that.
I think, man, the way Tupac died and the controversies, like you said, behind him, kind of downplayed what he was trying to do, I guess, with Thug Life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think he had stuff rolled up. He was meeting with, some gang leaders and trying to, they're trying to figure out how to make that, work. But like you said, they give you the All Eyes on Me Tupac. I said, but this is what we now understanding. Tupac was 25 when he got killed.
Yep.
So at 25, I know what I was on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's how many 25-year-olds can say they lived that type of life or had a Matula Shakur in his life, or what I'm saying, knew about the Black Liberation Army and all. I mean, how many can say that? You know what I'm saying? So it just shows you that the narrative that they want to push, like you said, the All Eyes on Me narrative, is once again to, like we went back earlier, to capitalism. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things, man, that they want to keep pushing and making money off of it, the name and this and that. They don't want you to see that, but then that's what it takes for you to go try to find out for yourself, you know what I'm saying, what Tupac was about, other than, what they try to tell you, so I don't know, man.
Dig that. Well said. Did you want to jump in, Brother E?
No, I don't have anything else to add to that. They covered it really good.
Yeah, actually, excellent job. One thing about Matula Shakur, a lot of people don't know, he was one of the organizers and masterminds behind the liberation of Assata Shakur. He was one of the people who planned that escape. A lot of people don't even understand don't know about the history of Assata Shakur. I mean, this was a sister who was a leader in the Black Liberation Army, and during a time when the government had all-out war on really black people, like literally war, just like Vietnam, anything, especially on anybody who was part of the Panther or the Black Liberation movement in general. It was like you saw one of us, shoot to kill. So, you know, that's the type of environment in which Mutulu Shakur was actually imprisoned, and a lot of brothers was in prison from an illegal program called the Counterintelligence Program. Illegal. Yep. It stated, you know, in the government that it was illegal. So really, they shouldn't even be in prison in the first place if the government ain't in prison for doing that. But Assata Shakur, you know, police fired at them. They fired back, and they imprisoned her, even though she was shot like 5 times. They put her in a male prison. There's a sister, a beautiful sister, in a male prison. And you know, we had brothers out in the street, Mutulu Shakur being one who said, "No, we can't let our sister stay in prison," and they broke her out of prison. She in Cuba to this day. You know what I'm saying? That's like a hell of a movie right there that you don't talk about. You know, even though like right now she's like one of the most wanted woman in America. You know, they got like $1 billion bounty on this sister. You know, so it's like we need to like salute, because most of the times in these struggles it kind of ended badly for us. You know, it didn't really end great for Mutulu. You know, he was in prison until it was time for him to die, and then they let him out. But Mother Assata, Queen Assata, that's one we won. You know, we should be proud of that one. So, you know, big ups to that. I'm gonna go to a couple of comments. I see Melly Queen is in the house. Melly Queen, she been hitting us up.
What's going on, Melly Queen?
She says, "Peace, brother Femi." I can't. What? Pronounce your last name, bro.
Kinsey A. Delele.
Okay, what he said. Peace, brother Femi, and brother said, and she also shout out you too, brother E, on another comment. How y'all doing? I am waiting on those beautiful vegetables and fruit that y'all growing. Salute, comrades. That's what's up. Y'all got fans for doing more than just music. that's what's up. She also said they will never promote anything that will move our youth to work against this evil system. And that's evidence, because I think y'all need a multi-million-dollar contract and need to be plastered everywhere with the type of music y'all drop. Not only is it, you know, just conscious, educational, and inspiring, it's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm up there bumping. I'm like, man, I ain't even got to listen to the words and like this, but the words are so phenomenal, you know? And I ain't just saying that. I'm somebody who, you know, I'm critical about music.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
And I'm saying, like, literally the song that y'all chose to play, that was my first time hearing it. So that's like an authentic reaction.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. Salute always to Queen Mother Assata Shakur. They are still wanting to take her down. Yeah, you're right about that. Definitely. Che, I see you back in the house. Good to see you joining us back. Melly Queen again, $2 million bounty on her head. That's right, there's a $2 million bounty. She can't even come back here. Yeah, I mean, she got a family here that she ain't seen in decades. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? These are all victims of an illegal war that was waged against our people, that they don't teach us about our, you know, we talked about they don't teach us about our history. They showed us hell don't teach us about this. This is something very deep up under, you know, under the ground. Madam Vice President, how you doing? President Barack Obama raised.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yep, a bounty to $2 million on the Assata's capture. And I'm thinking about that, man. When Obama came in, so many of us just so happy and proud. Yes, we got Obama. He loves us. No, he don't. They're like all the rest of them. It's about a system. It ain't about no individuals who you think gonna kind of free you when it's a whole damn system that's bad and set up against you. So, you know, MCE is fire. I agree. Let me see.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, hey, he said, and they will never get close to her for any crazy behavior. Damn right, because it's one of the cries, freedom cries. We got hands off Assata, leave our queen alone. You know what I'm saying? If I ever get the funds and money, that's a movie that I'm gonna do, because I'm into videography. I do movies and videos and stuff. Y'all need a video shoot. Another thing, man. I want to drop a verse with y'all. I don't even care if y'all do nothing with it. I just want to be on the same track as one of y'all. Y'all can be like, man, it's slow. You know, you can put my verse out for it and all that, but I just memory. And I try my best to come up with some fire.
Hey, we always open, man, to hearing all types of verses.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think I'm all right. I think
Hey,
I'm.
I sent you the tracks, a couple tracks now. So
I'm ready. I'm ready. You know
yeah,
what?
we're gonna make it happen.
Oh, I'm the dude who
I'm
did.
with it.
I'm the dude that did Melly Queen's intro song too. She said, "Oh hell, come on now."
Yeah.
I'm
We're
with
gonna
it.
make it happen.
Yeah, definitely make that happen. Yeah, but man, we've been on for about an hour and a half. I ain't gonna hold y'all up all night. It's been a pleasure, absolutely pleasure, vibing and talking and politicking with y'all, man. Y'all got any closing words y'all want to say before we get up out of here? I'm gonna go to you, Sid.
Man, I go to my slogan I say all the time, man. Black love equals black power.
Mm.
You know. But man, hey, bro, appreciate you for allowing us on your platform, man. You know, like B said earlier, yo, we need these type of conversations. We need these platforms. We need to connect all these platforms. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? All the artists, because there's plenty more artists out there like us that are doing this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so there has to be the narrative. We have to change that narrative, man.
Definitely. And y'all are welcome anytime. All you gotta do is just holler at me, hit me up, say, "Hey man, I want to come on." You on? You know, just
Yes,
like that.
sir.
This don't think of this my platform. This is our platform. It's for the people who doing the right thing. Obafini, you got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Hey, make sure y'all find us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can follow us at MCE Soul Music, SOLMUZIK. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. We do our own podcast called Soul Speaks. So we got several episodes, man. Y'all can go check the backlog on that. We've been doing a podcast tour this year, man, called Rap Reform. So, yo, we just been plugging away, man, just to spread the word, spread the message, man. Like we taking our music back, we taking our art form back, we taking our power back, man. So, this is part of the process, man. So, again, man, thank you, brother. Thank you, man, for your time, for your energy,
Yeah.
bro. We locked in, man. I'm gonna be that way this weekend, actually. So
We got to connect. Hey, I work in the studio, bro. I'm just saying. It's a real deal studio too. It's big time studio, you know, real deal. So I'm just saying.
already, yeah. We coming to holler at Melly this weekend. So yeah, we'll be up there.
You need to holler at me too.
For sure.
Definitely. But yeah, man. Melly Queen said, y'all need to join Nava. That's what she said. That's her words. Now she said it. In other words, just come on, man. You know. But yeah, man. Y'all been listening to these dynamic brothers by the name of MCE. And I know y'all have enjoyed them because I have enjoyed them, and we look forward to hearing more. Y'all got this album, say Knowledge Yourself, that y'all working on, right? When you know when it's gonna drop? I'm asking for me. I ain't even thinking about them right.
we got a few more tracks, you know, we working on it with. But we got Knowledge Yourself Volume 1 and 2 already out.
Oh, okay.
On them platforms now.
All right. Okay, dig that. I got
we
some
about
homework.
we got an EP we about to drop though very soon called Food, Clothes, and Shelter. So that'll probably come out before the Knowledge Yourself Volume 3. We dropped the EP 2 years ago called that was the Red, Black, and Green project. So you showed I think the red video while we was talking. So all three of the videos run together though. So black is the I think the black is the last the next video though.
Okay. Yeah. And speaking of black, that's a good way to segue to how we're gonna end the show with this video called Black. Kind of tell us about this track and this video. What's going on here?
Yeah, so we did the EP Red, Black, and Green. Said did red, E did black, and I did green. So we just kind of breaking down the philosophy of the red, black, and green through song. The color schemes, so all the visuals are kind of aligned with the song, the subject matter, and all of that. So this is E featured track, but we all kind of pitching in where we need to pitch in there, man. So but y'all will see it, man. Yeah.
Big that, definitely. So we had a great time. Like I said, anytime y'all want to come back, and especially when y'all getting ready to drop some of those EPs and the Knowledge Yourself album, you definitely have to come back here and promote it. Let everybody know when it's coming out and when you can go get it, where you can go get it. I'm always open for that. But man, like you said, man, to quote Lauryn Hill, music is supposed to inspire. How come we not getting any higher? Well, these brothers are definitely taking you higher, and we encourage everybody out there who uses music is not only therapy, but using your creativity to enlighten, educate, and elevate. Holler at us so we can collectively push this out there, because our people need to hear it. Our people need to hear it. We've been force-fed a lot of things that are self-destructive and detrimental. So we gotta make sure we support our artists, our creative individuals who doing the right thing, and we're gonna leave y'all with some of their creativity. And this right here is Black from MCE. Y'all check it out.
Blackness of space, blackness of mind. Black is my race, blackness in time. Black in my blood, black is my soul. Black is one love, blackness is all. Black when there was just one race, when no other had been born. When blackness embraced every void, every place, every atom, every form. They're created in the triple dark, El Sol, black suns, black stars, black moon. Black oceans, black river, black life, black earth, white creation, black doom. Black kings, black queen, through the mud, through the mire. Black kings, black queen, rise to reign, take us higher. Black kings, black queen, protect your fam, protect each other. Black king, black queen, respect and love one another.
What's the sound that I hear? The black life disappears, and the mother in tears. Why the hell we feel when we hold the tears? Because we're destiny. Let's disrupt the devil's plan. Take back our land. Take our history. Cause we see it's not a game. No game. These devils, they ain't playing. They ain't playing. Stop them midway.
Black kings, black queen, black blood, black king, black queen, rise to reign, take us higher. Black king, black queen, protect the fam, protect each other. Black king, black queen, respect and love one another.
Blacker than night, keep reaching the height. Third eye, use your sight, you must fight for your life. Blacker than night, keep reaching the height. Third eye, use your sight, you must fight for your life. Blacker than night, keep reaching the height. Third eye, use your sight, you must fight for your life. Blacker than night, keep reaching the height. Third eye, use your sight, you must fight for your life.